For many retailers, the Christmas shopping season is a windfall. It means more customer traffic, more sales, and ultimately more profits. But what many retailers may not be fully aware of is the fact that shoplifters love this time of year as well. And shoplifting and other forms of theft can go through the roof during the holiday Christmas season. Now, we know that people steal, and they steal a lot. In fact, approximately 1 in 10 people who walk into your store is stealing from you. So if you get 100 people in your business, 10 of them may be stealing from you. Now you want to ask yourself the question, how many people do you get per day? Do you get 100? Do you get 200? Do you get 500? Do you get 1,000? How many customers do you get per week or per month? So you want to keep this in mind when you see a crowd full of customers during the holiday shopping season. Also keep in mind that shoplifters do not get caught very often. Only about once in every 50 times do they actually get caught, and only once in 100 times do they actually get arrested. The other thing you want to keep in mind is that the average theft in terms of shoplifting per incident is around $252. Now, naturally, these figures vary from business to business, but at the end of the day, even if your business does not suffer those kind of losses, it still can really add up to a lot of merchandise walking out your door and a substantial amount of profits which are disappearing. So why is it that Christmas is considered a prime time for shoplifting? Well, after interviewing more than 300 shoplifters in the last 15 years, what I have discovered is that often thieves are stealing Christmas gifts. They're often stealing for themselves. They're stealing things like alcohol and grocery items and pretty much everything else. It's also a time when the professional shoplifter becomes more active as well. Now, it's important to remember that although the professional makes up the smallest segment of the shoplifting population, they can be the most costliest to the merchant. So let's have a look at why the thief may have an advantage this time of year. Now, I should point out that this may not always be the case with all retailers, especially with some of the big box stores. The loss prevention department in some of the big box stores is highly active this time of year, and often they'll beef up their security by hiring more loss prevention officers and more undercover security personnel. As well, often they will train employees how to be more aware and more alert and to act as that extra set of eyes when it comes down to security. So often they may be a bit more protected or better protected than the majority. But here is why the rest of the retailers are at greater risk and why this could be costing you thousands of dollars in losses. So the first reason is big jackets and coats. It seems that everyone this time of year is wearing a jacket or a large coat. Now this makes it easy for the thief to conceal and steal merchandise. In fact, some of the experienced thieves often modify their jacket with hooks and belts and secret compartments in order to steal more merchandise. Now, if you saw someone walking into your business with a large jacket in the middle of July, it would raise a lot of suspicion, but not in November or December. So thieves can much more easily blend in with the rest of the crowd. Now, the second reason is crowds. Usually Christmas means crowds and large, huge crowds and chaotic situations where customers are spending their money. Now, of course, this is good news for the retailer, but it's also good news for the shoplifter because they more easily blend in and get lost in that crowd. They also know that it's very difficult for staff to keep an eye on everyone and virtually impossible for security to track all the activity on the floor. And then we have seasonal staff. Many retailers hire part-time or seasonal staff for the Christmas rush. Thieves usually know that these employees are inexperienced and only get the briefest, if any, shoplifting prevention training. Therefore, often shoplifters will take advantage of this type of situation and these type of employees. So another reason why there is an increase in shoplifting during the holiday season is big bags and packages and gifts. Something that would normally raise some suspicion during any other time of year becomes very normal during the holiday shopping season. A lot of shoppers, in fact most shoppers, are walking around with big purses and big bags full of purchases, and this makes it much easier and much less suspicious for a thief to conceal items. This is also a time when experienced shoplifters will use what they call booster bags and booster boxes. And these are specially designed bags and boxes often lined with special material that can be used to outsmart the security gates and other anti-theft devices. Now, I've often stressed that today's shoplifter is more sophisticated and more knowledgeable than ever. And I'll repeat that, than ever before. So even if you have an EAS system and all your merchandise is tagged or has security labels on it, the alarm at the exit point may not go off if the merchandise is put into one of these booster bags or booster boxes. And finally, thieves realize that often just after Christmas, many retailers have a relaxed return policy. So thieves steal now and then later return the items for a cash refund or for something else that they may really want. So there you have it. Just some of the reasons why shoplifters love this time of year and why more of your profits are walking out your door.